Welcome to Level Up Conversations, where we take conversations to the next level. I'm your host, Shane Simmons, and on today's show, we'll be talking about games that do just incredibly well, but don't really have anything to compete with. We'll get into that in a minute. Let's introduce our first guest, Lucas Furtado. So, Lucas, in 30 seconds or less, I need you to give a brief introduction to yourself. Ready? Go.
Alright, so I am from a small town up north that no one's probably heard of. I've been playing video games since I was 5 years old, when my dad got me an N64. My favorite genre of game is the Western RPG, though I've been known to dabble in shooters a lot, and I also like to play a lot of racing games that are not serious. On that note, I don't like serious games as a whole anyway. And what else do I like? Strategy games, I also like those too. I play a lot of those, but I'm terrible at them. But I don't care, because they're still fun.
All right, time. That's good. I feel like I know you now. That's a person
that's good.
At your core.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so with Pokemon X and Y coming out very soon, it got me thinking, why are there no other great Pokemon games? I came to a very quick conclusion. I was like, there's no other Pokemon games because of a multitude of reasons. The stars align for this. You have the team of just almost 1,000 Pokemon now, of all these great things. You have kind of that Lego aspect where the kids that grew up on it are now the adults buying it for their kids. You have the hardcore fan base, you have the TV show, you have all these side games, you have the trading cards. It just has so much to it that's why it's so difficult to duplicate. So I feel like that's not really the conversation that I want to have. But the conversation that I do want to have, what got me thinking about this, is the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. It's also something, done by Nintendo that is just amazing, but no one else seems to do anything close enough to it to actually put it in the same category. There have been some attempts, definitely. There was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one years ago, the Cartoon Network one with the launch of the 3DS, and then we played the crap out of PlayStation All-Stars. That one was as close to Super Smash Bros. As you can get, right. But Superbot still shut down a couple months later. What do you think is the biggest reason as why we don't get more Super Smash Bros. Style games?
I think the biggest reason is that no company that has tried it has had the same lineup that Smash Bros. Had, or I should say Nintendo had when they did that. Because you have games that have tried it where they had a well-known cast like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or you had
definitely.
Sony or something like that. But you have Nintendo, which are characters that are now 20, 30 years old, that people have a lot of attachment to, and then you make a game where you have all these separate universes that people played for individual reasons, and then you have them all fight. And that's like a dream come true for most people, is different fictions that get to be in the same fiction.
Okay.
And I think that's probably the biggest reason, is their lineup that they have, their cast, that no one else can really duplicate very well. There's other reasons as well, obviously.
So your biggest reason is the roster. You can't match this roster.
There hasn't been so far.
It hasn't been. So it is possible. It hasn't been. So why hasn't there been? It's really difficult to match this. There's only a select amount of companies that could. We talked about this a little bit. You brought up Disney. If Disney decided to get in the game, they have a roster big enough to be able to do this.
Especially since they own everything. They own Marvel, they own Star Wars, and then they have their own lineup. You didn't even need to own those two, and they could be fine, but they own those two. So I think they're the only company that has that same roster potential, right?
Okay. I definitely see what you're talking about with Disney. If you don't include Marvel, I feel like Disney, especially with Disney Infinity just coming out, could do this as well. Not even Marvel, not even Star Wars, but just Disney at their core.
Right.
But I also feel like Marvel could do this as well. DC could as well. You always get DC has the better story, Marvel has the better characters, so I feel like Marvel would be better suited. We talked about it a little bit, I feel like they would have the best chance as far as a roster goes. Also, maybe a Blizzard Super Smash Bros. Style game. Would you agree with that?
I think so. Yeah, I think they could do that.
I don't feel like they have as good a chance as everyone else. Yeah, smaller roster. Yeah, so your biggest argument is they don't have, the cast is so difficult to capture. You don't get that type of attachment. And I agree with you, because even the ones that we're listing aren't as big as in the video game industry. Nintendo, they're games. So these other ones coming in would have to, split the audience type of thing. I feel like one of the main things for me one of the reasons I think that this is so difficult to duplicate is everyone wants to change something when they make a new game, and I feel like this is what hinders them. If you're going to make a Super Smash Bros. Style game, you're going to be compared to Super Smash Bros. And this is where I feel like PlayStation All-Stars failed, is they were so similar that all we saw was PlayStation Super Smash Bros. And that was amazing. That's what we wanted, and we were all super excited about it. But when it actually came out, that's not what we got. There was this different killing system where you had to save up for a power-up and then use it at the right time, and you had to use the specific power-up, and it was too technical. Because I feel like one of the biggest appeals of Super Smash Bros. Is the funness of it. The ease of being able to just pick up and play the game in any setting. You don't have to explain the way it works to someone. It's punch this guy in the face to get him to go as far that way as possible. Once that happens, you win. And this is like, no, you charge it up, and then when it's fully charged up, then he has to be standing here. If you're this character, and if you're this character, he's got to be above you. Like that type of thing. So all we saw was PlayStation Super Smash Bros. And then when it happened, it wasn't.
Right.
So I feel like the gameplay has to be there. It has to be as close to Super Smash Bros. As you can possibly make it in gameplay standpoint.
Right.
So what are some other things that you think might make companies not want to make another Super Smash Bros. Style game?
I think another big one is how daunting it is to go up against someone that's as big as Super Smash Brothers, because you have this history where it's like, well, this company tried and they failed, and this company tried and they failed. And you have Sony, which tried, got pretty far, and still failed. And then you have Smash Bros., which is still doing absolutely amazing. So, like, as a developer, I'm sure they look at that and they think, well, no one else has been able to do this. Why am I going to throw money at a problem that statistically is not going to work?
Right, and I feel like that's a great point that you brought up, and I want to reiterate, we're not saying that no one else has done it. We're just saying no one else has done it wonderfully. No one else has done it on the same level as Super Smash Bros. Because you and I both played PlayStation All-Stars for quite a bit. I played the Cartoon Network one a little. I have a friend who played the Shonen Jump one quite a bit. But it's just they haven't been the same caliber. You pick the game up and you're like, this is not Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
So intimidation factored?
I think that's it. And it's also tricky when you have a game that is more or less copying another game. Because, I mean, Smash Bros. Unofficially has a monopoly on the brawler genre right now, because no one else can get close to their level of quality.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you make your own brawler, you will inevitably be compared to Smash Brothers. And so the closer you copy it, the riskier that gets for people to saying, well, I'm just not, why would I play that game? I'm just going to play Smash Brothers, because that game is an obvious clone. Mm-hmm. And there are reasons to still play it. So, like, if Sony just did the percentage health system that Smash Bros. Does, that'd still be... that would be an amazing game, but then you would risk, I could see people just going, well, I'm just not going to play that at that point. It's not different enough. But then if you're too different, then, again, you'll just go back to Smash Bros. So it's a balancing act. I think that is another big reason why.
See, I feel like that since Super Smash Bros. Generally launches with a console,
Right.
It's so far between that you could get into the idea that Torchlight had. I mean, I feel like Torchlight was successful because Diablo 2 was so old. Clone Diablo 2, I want to play this game because I like Diablo. And then Torchlight 2 tailed on the failures of Diablo 3. Hey, we're still good, come play us. You're not Diablo, but Diablo 3 was so we'll come over here. You're talking about, if you can't make it so similar, or companies don't want to make it so similar.
Right.
But I feel like you could just throw out a clone of Super Smash Brothers with different characters painted over the top of it. I feel like would you agree that if PlayStation All-Star had the same killing system that killing sounds so like not Super Smash Brothers, if it had the same score system or the way that you win that Super Smash Brothers had, do you feel like it'd be more fun?
I think so, but it's tricky to answer that because then that's part of what defined Sony All-Stars was the fact that it was the same basic idea. You have all these famous characters fighting in one screen up to 4 at a time, but then we have this new crazy twist on the Smash Bros. Formula.
Yeah.
So then, and it turned out that twist didn't really turn out too well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess so. I guess if I would have liked it better, I still would probably revert back to Smash Bros.
Right.
But I think it would have been a better game, yeah.
Yeah, revert back to Smash Bros. Just as all of us that picked up Torchlight to play it when Diablo 3 came out, we were like, okay, Torchlight, you sit back down, I'm going back to Diablo 3. But since it is so far between, I feel like you could start there and then build yourself. What I was really hoping that happened in PlayStation All-Stars, once the news started coming in that this is how you score, would be a different mode that you could play that was Super Smash Brothers. Like standard PlayStation All-Stars, but also have like a mode called Brawler or something like that, or Fun Mode, Easy Play, something like that, that you could just take each other out by knocking them off the map. I feel like they would have been a lot better doing that.
I mean, Smash Bros. Kind of did that. They have their own special modes where you don't have to do that percentage system.
Exactly.
They actually have a health bar mode equivalent, stamina, and then they have
the coin one where you got
the coin one. They have. So I mean, I think All Stars would have been better for that. They have just the one style, and I think that it kind of suffered for that.
Yeah.
Which they can still come out. There's no, they can't come out with stuff anymore. And
Super
so
bot. Well, maybe Santa Monica Studios, who helped out a lot with that, could pick it up.
Yeah, maybe.
Follow up now.
Okay.
We're gonna throw this out there. If someone else had to make it, what do you feel like would be the most successful? Who would have the best chance of making the next Super Smash Bros. Game? Disney. And because the lineup specifically?
The lineup, and they're incredibly well known.
Okay, so the lineup, you know them. You do have a nostalgia factor. Like, I absolutely love Kingdom Hearts. Most of it is because I grew up reading the Winnie the Pooh books, and then I get to grab pages of the Winnie the Pooh books. It's a little sad, but it's awesome. So well known, have a lot of money. Their lineup, they are diving into the games now as well. Well, they've been, but now more than ever. So I feel like that would translate well for them. I feel like Marvel would have the best chance at doing it. Big superhero fan, but I feel like with the uniqueness of Marvel's characters, you would have such a good shot at that. You have all these hardcore fans. You have the money now. I mean, especially with Disney. So I feel like you could have the perfect Super Smash Bros. Game. And the great thing about it is they can release on all consoles. Like, what if we had Marvel Smash Brothers on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Wii U, 3DS, and Vita? Yes, Vita, that still exists. We can throw stuff on there.
It'd be a good idea. I mean, that's probably a big weakness that Smash Bros. Has, the fact that it's Nintendo exclusive. Okay. So if you had the ability to say, this game is amazing and it's on all different consoles, that would be awesome.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again soon. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure and leave comments down below to join the conversation. Let us know what different ideas you had, anything we might have left out, more stuff you want to elaborate on. Also, if you would like to, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Send me any emails you have about thoughts for the show, any topics you want to bring up as well. Thank you.